Welcome back to the Boy Time channel. Today, Boy Genius, the record, no wheel. Again, we've been wheelless for a while.
That's right.
I'm
It's
so
been too
sad.
long.
It's been way too long. We've been making actual decisions, which is not good. Um, but we had to do this one. I think we manifested this in our first Boy Genius video many years ago. It's kind of illegal to not do more. Like you need to release an actual album. You will literally
Yeah.
take over the charts if you do that again. With the increased publicity of these three now, like
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna have a classic on your hands if you do an actual album.
I was
One
gonna
year
say,
ago,
like, when did we manifest this?
I don't know. We only wanted an album out of them like three
Oh,
times in that video,
oh
but
yeah.
it has actually happened. It's here finally. We have a full debut album from the supergroup. Um, there's been four singles for this thing. I've heard three in depth, and then I've kind of heard the fourth one. Um, but yeah, so I guess I've heard, you know, quite a bit of songs from this album already. But I'm still very excited for it because all the singles were pretty fantastic.
Okay. I've heard zero of the singles. Uh,
Great.
Specifically because I saw there was three singles, and I knew that it was gonna be like a quarter of the record. And I'm like, I'll just wait. Maybe if it was one single, I'd listen to it. But maybe I should have just listened to one. But I was like, I'll just go into the reaction completely blind.
Of course.
So that's what I'm doing. Well, I guess I'm not completely blind. I know what I'm getting into here.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited. I think this will be good. Hopefully.
It should be good. I would be surprised if it wasn't.
I guess we'll
I
see.
already know that a third of the album is good, so actually I do kind of know already.
Oh, okay. Well,
Um,
I guess that
yeah.
works.
hmm But that's all I have to add, I think.
Yeah. I guess the only thing left, I guess we can update what we're doing next after. We can just get started. Probably do the first two.
Oh yeah, that's
Uh,
a short boy.
yeah, we'll do Without You, Without Them, track one, and then track two, $20. Should have been track 20.
That's on the deluxe edition.
That's right.
His mixing is garbage. Trash album.
Trash album. All right.
It's a bad idea, and I'm all about it. Give it one more chance, and then I finally had it. When you wake up, I'll be gone again. Motorcycle in the front lawn. Gas out of time, out of money, and doing what you can, just making it right. Gas out of time, spinning this second, just making it right. Gas out of time,
Right. That was Without You, Without Them, and $20.
It was a cool little intro. I don't know if I have too much to say about the intro. It's just a cool little acapella kind of, you know, dive in. Um, I did really like what they did with the outro on the EP. I definitely think that's better than this intro, but I'm not gonna like hold it up against this intro. It's just there. But I did like Lucy leading that one. I feel like she has the most kind of trained voice, so I feel like she can carry an acapella a lot better than the other two. I feel like that having that strong voice there worked with the harmonies that they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
$20 I've heard a million times. I've heard the next two as well, so I'm gonna be on a re-listen streak here. But $20 is fantastic. I would probably say it's my second favorite out of the singles. Um, love Julian's approach to songwriting as always. She's always been an incredibly strong songwriter. I loved how much of a punch there was on this song. I feel like Boy Genius songs are either like the most gentle thing you've ever seen, or they're like really strange rock songs that are great. But I just love the switch up in the middle too. I love this kind of revolving harmony madness that kind of ends the track, especially when like the culmination of the lyrics is like, I have so many things going on. What do I do? Um, it's just like this revolving like list of things that is just on her mind constantly. But yeah, fantastic. I love $20. That's yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna echo a lot of what you said with the first one. Thought it was pretty good, even though I am a sucker for acapella stuff. I mean, it was fine. It was just a little minute half thing. Pretty good intro, I would say. Done right into $20. It's a little bit jarring, but I thought it was pretty good. I would say of the three, I would say Julian's probably the one that I resonate with the least. Obviously, my favorite is Lucy Dacus. She's my
Come
favorite.
on.
But yeah, I'm not a super big fan of Julian's stuff, of what I've heard, which is very limited. So I don't know. Maybe I'd like her stuff if I listen to more of it. I don't know. But it was all right. $20 is okay, but I mean that's not why I love Boy Genius. The weirdo rock songs are probably my least favorite stuff on the EP. But it's all right.
Shoot him.
Shoot me. Do it.
Shoot him. Kill him.
You can kill me. I don't care. Track 3 is Emily, I'm Sorry.
She's asleep in the backseat, looking peaceful enough to me, but she's waking up inside a dream full of screeching tires and fire. We're coming back from where no one lives, pretty much just veterans. When I pointed out where the North Star is, she called me a fucking liar. I'm sorry, baby. You know how I get when I'm wrong, and I can feel myself becoming somebody I'm not. So Emily, forgive me. Can we make it up as we go along? I'm 27 and I don't know who I am, but I know.
Emily, I'm Sorry.
I'm sorry. Um, I wasn't a big fan of this one when it first came out, which was surprising because I mean it's the Phoebe Bridgers song.
You're a
I mean,
VP
I
Bridgers
thought it,
stan.
yeah. But I wasn't like huge on it. I think I do like it a lot more now, just knowing that there's a whole record here, and I'm not impatient and being like, okay, I kind of want more. I still think this is pretty sweet. Again, I missed her kind of like ghostly vocals. I love how kind of airy the production is. It's definitely something that could have been on Punisher. But again, like the backing vocals on the chorus are fantastic. I love this kind of spiraling, kind of ominous thing that kind of follows that. The song is like hyper specific in its content, which I think can draw some people out. I definitely still feel the emotion and it still feels genuine, but like when it comes to Phoebe Bridgers songs, I love how abstract she gets in her songwriting because that's when you really form a connection to it. The song, there's not any of that. Like it is very, very, very straight to the point. So I think that's where my disconnect is with it.
Mm.
But I don't have any issue with the song itself. I'm just not attached to it like other Phoebe Bridgers songs.
Sure. It's written more like a Lucy Dacus song in that regard, where it's like
Yeah, it's
hyper
very
specific and like,
yes.
but I like that one a lot. I haven't listened to a whole bunch of Phoebe's stuff either. I listened to the first two songs of Punisher 3 years ago and didn't like it, but I think now
The
I
record
think
didn't
I
even
would.
start at that point.
I know. I think now I would probably like it a whole lot more, just because
Yeah,
I
you
feel
would.
like my tastes have changed. Even just from doing this music channel thing, it's definitely shifted my taste a little bit. But yeah, I really like that one. I really like, and this is what I really like about Lucy's writing style too, is that it's these very human stories, and it's just so g dang relatable. I really really like it, because I think every person has regrets, and that it's I just like a song that validates my feelings. So
Exactly. That
yeah,
is what Boy Genius is,
yes,
I think, in a nutshell.
I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that one was pretty dang epic. So move on, I guess, to track 4, True Blue.
You're gonna hate this one.
Oh, I bet I am. I think I know the pattern here. I think this is going to be the Lucy one.
You said you wanted to feel alive, so we went to the beach. You were born in July '95 in a deadly heat. You say you're a winter bitch, but summer's in your blood. You can't help but become the sun, and it feels good to be known so well. I can't hide from you like I hide from myself.
True Blue.
Masterpiece. It's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was my by far my favorite single. $20 is fantastic, but this is just like this is the one. Fantastic writing from Lucy Dacus. I feel like this is something that could have been on home video again, but I feel like it gets elevated again with these beautiful harmonies on the chorus. The bridge is fantastic as well. I just love the production on this thing too. It's so sunny. Lucy has like a fantastic like writing style where she can do nostalgia in a way that feels supernatural and kind of positive. Uh, which is definitely a contrast from Phoebe's. Like Phoebe can do nostalgia, but it's also like soul crushingly sad most of the time.
Yeah.
This is maybe like the happiest Boy Genius song we'll ever get. But the chorus is like an earworm. The song's pacing is fantastic. It's just a fantastic vibe. I love the subject matter of just like a strong relationship. Again, stark contrast from the last one. Just both feeling seen and like free to express themselves. Where the last one, Phoebe was kind of like trying to bend her way to like meet this person's expectations, and the song is just like nah, we
Yeah.
chilling.
Yeah, I mean, I think this one is my favorite of the three. I don't know. I also really really liked Emily. I'm sorry. This one might be tied. But yeah, yeah. I mean, Lucy's maybe one of the best songwriters out there today. The way that she combines these kind of like poetic metaphors in with these just straight talking lyrics. Like, I absolutely love it. She doesn't do it in a way that's super pretentious, but it just feels so sweet and genuine, which
It's got like a storybook quality, but it's not like trying hard at all. It's weird.
right. I feel the same way about Carole King, and I'm not just saying that because Lucy Dacus released 2 cover songs of Carole King, but yeah, there's something so real about everything that she writes, and I absolutely love it. Yeah, I think like my favorite songs on home video are like the ones where, I mean, the whole thing with that is like religious stuff, like religious trauma and having to deal with sexuality and stuff, dealing with this religious upbringing. I feel like that's through a lot of the songs. And this is like kind of the opposite, where it's like Christine, it's like, oh, well, we can't really be together because we were in this youth group thing and you were dating this guy. It just feels like a lot of the relationships that she was in as a kid, what she was writing about on that, were like, oh, I wish I could be with this person, but I can't. It's like, this is like the what finally came out of that, where she's like finally in a relationship that works. And this is like just a
Sounds
great,
like it.
it sounds like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this would be, it's like kind of a nice closer to that record in a way.
Yeah, I feel like all these songs are kind of like the immediate next step after all of them dropped records in a pretty similar amount of time. So it's kind of cool to like see their recap before we pretty much, I'm guessing, dive into more group cuts instead of like single person led songs.
Yeah. Yeah. It does kind of seem like, I don't know if there was as clear as a distinction in the EP where it was like, oh, this is definitely a Phoebe song. This is definitely,
You could tell which songs were Julian's, but like the other two, it was kind of blended together.
right. This one feels very clear cut.
Yeah.
Even in like Phoebe mixes a lot with like she does the acoustic cuts, and there's like sometimes she like mixes in some glitch, some synth stuff.
Yeah, it's very moody.
Yeah, where Lucy is very, I don't know. Just with home video, it just seemed like there was a lot of real instruments and keeping it light and I'm gonna keep saying real, but that's how I see that record. Except for that one song.
Real moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one song.
The
The auto-tune one.
I wanted freaking I was gonna make a comparison to that Kanye song where he was rapping and he had the car accident, because that was like what happened with Lucy. You know what I'm talking about. Whatever, we don't need to talk about Kanye at all. Track 5 is Cool About It. This is already my favorite song.
Yeah.
Met you at the dive bar to go shoot some pool. Make fun of the cowboys with the neck tattoos. Ask you easy questions about work and school. I'm trying to be cool about it, feeling like an absolute fool about it, wishing you were kind enough to be cruel about it, telling myself I can always do without it, knowing that it probably isn't true.
Once I took your medication to know what it's like, and now I have to act like I can't read your mind. I ask you how you're doing and I let you lie. don't have to talk about it. I can walk you home and practice method acting. I'll pretend being with you doesn't feel like drowning. Telling you it's nice to see how good you're doing, even though you know it isn't true.
Cool about it.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I love. Again, I feel like we're now going to enter like where they each got their own little section now, which is great. I feel like the whole thing of the track just being communication issues and moving past them. Everybody was like pretty, doing pretty solid, and then Phoebe comes in and just punches you right in the heart.
No.
I'm like, oh my god, are you okay? It's like, oh my god, I forgot what her songwriting is like. It's like, oof, ow. That
I
sounded
know.
fantastic though. I love the banjos. I love the added string arrangements in the last chorus.
Yes.
Song's pretty short, sweet, but it gets it done. I love that one.
Yeah. No, I think that one's my favorite. I joked that it was my favorite when I first started, but I really, really liked, everybody getting their own, letting each of their writing styles come up in one song. I really, really appreciated that. And then I think Phoebe's outro, oh, ow. Yeah, I don't like that. I would rather her not say
That's
that.
what she does.
But yeah, man, it's really, really good. This album's only getting better as it's going, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, track 6 is Not Strong Enough. Sounds all right.
Okay.
Black hole opened in the kitchen. Every clock's a different time. It would only take the energy to fix it. I don't know why I am.
She's too OP. Get the pen away from her.
All right, that was Not Strong Enough.
This was another single. I think I heard it once, and then I intentionally stopped listening to it. So I did forget about it, which is my plan. But that was great.
Smart.
I actually like that a lot more than I remember liking it when I first heard it. Yeah, I feel like Phoebe's opening lines were fantastic. Like right away, she's like in there. I just missed her writing style so much. Yeah, again, it's this theme of like the last two tracks have kind of been like this, accommodating and like sitting the back seat and be like, oh, it's okay. Like when there's these problems that come up, and just like not being strong enough, and then like flipping it in the next one where it's like, I lied, I'm just lowering your expectations. Like all of these little things that are building up to this fantastic bridge by Lucy. I love the sound of the song too. Every song sounds so different. I feel like the EP was very much bare bones in its production, where it's like if it's a more rock led song, it's a very simple like 4-piece rock. If it's acoustic, it's like literally 3 acoustic guitars and that's it.
Right.
So I'm loving that they're exploring more like synths and more atmosphere because I think that's really helping these stories go across. But that was great. I like that a lot more than I remember liking it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that one's pretty good. Um, I really like what I appreciate so much about this group is that it doesn't seem like one person is owning it.
Mhm.
Even when they're each kind of given their own spots, it feels like it's a very even thing.
That's a sign of a good group right
It's
there.
a sign of a great group.
Yeah.
You can tell that these guys are all friends and they aren't just like, let's make a super group because we know it's going to be successful. It's just like, let's make a super group because we like hanging out with each other and making music. I feel like that's like when you get like an actually solid super group output. And this so far has been it. So, congratulations, us. I guess
Yippee.
we did it.
We've
We
only
did
been
it.
wanting this. I've been wanting this for years.
Yeah. So, fantastic stuff. We'll move on to Revolution Zero. Should have been track 0.
True. Dun.
I always knew you were a fan of the mm-ms.
I am.
Revolution Zero.
You already know that's my jam.
I know
That's
that's
a
your
that's a
favorite.
classic Phoebe Bridgers song right there. That is amazing. Again, something about her vocal with that kind of production just is different. I don't know what it is. It just like kind of cuts through everything else for me. It's just so good. Um, I love the songwriting here again. I feel like I do like Emily, I'm sorry, a lot, but I feel like songwriting wise, she's been stronger in other parts of this album. I like her not being as blunt. I like these wacky lyrics that she usually does, but like it fits somehow. But yeah, just this kind of thing of like having a relationship with a person that doesn't know you and kind of having an obsession for it. The song's kind of about Elliott Smith or John Lennon. It could be both. I think it's both just because of the Revolution Zero title. But on Punisher a lot, she referenced this kind of affiliation she had with like, or just kind of like this thing she had with Elliott Smith for the longest time, where like insane inspiration from it, and he was just like connected to her in some weird way. So that kind of carries on to this song. But again, the song sounds fantastic. Her vocal is amazing. I love the little hits of just instrumentation that comes in just to make it a little bit denser of a song. I love that just again I love the supporting elements from them. Nobody's trying to take their space where they don't need it. It's very much supportive in these
Yeah.
kind of songs. So the bridge onward was great as well. Yeah, I love that one.
Yes. I think this one hit very close to home. Not that I'm obsessed with Elliott Smith or John Lennon. I am a Yoko Ono stan through and through.
True.
But yeah, that second verse, I don't know if I don't know how much it's gonna make it in the cut or if it's even gonna show up. But in the second verse, I did a chuckle to myself because I've never heard suicide described like that, and it's so dang
That's
accurate.
what she does.
No, I know, but like,
It's amazing.
yeah. I mean that like explaining exactly how I felt like over COVID and everything, where it's like I don't want to die, that's a lie, but I'm afraid to get sick. Is like that was so weird. Like why was that disconnect? Yeah, I don't know.
Man, we got to do a Punisher reaction on the channel, man. That whole record is filled with this. The writing is just so on point. It's scary.
Well, we can do that. I think I'll probably like it now. Hopefully.
I would think so.
I would think so.
If you like this song, you'll like, yeah.
Yeah. I think so. So, yeah. Good stuff. Maybe do a twofer. We'll see how we're feeling after Leonard Cohen. That one's a shorter one. But then track 9 is Satanist.
On the on-ramp you said, if you love me, you will listen to this song. And I could tell that you were serious, so I didn't tell you you were driving the wrong way on the interstate until the song was done. You felt like an idiot, adding an hour to the drive. But it gave us more time to embarrass ourselves, telling stories we wouldn't tell anyone else. You said I might like you less now that you know me so well. Leonard Cohen once said, there's a crack in everything, that's how the light gets in. And I am not an old man having an existential crisis at a Buddhist monastery, writing horny poetry. But I agree.
Okay, that's a good line though.
Never thought
I feel like we need a bass drop after that.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say it's a Blink 182 song.
Will you be a Satanist with me? Mortgage off your soul to buy your dream. Vacation home in Florida, the collateral the devil's repossessing from me.
will you be a nihilist with me? If nothing matters, man, that's a relief. Solomon had a point when he wrote Ecclesiastes. If nothing can be known, then stupidity is holy. If the void becomes a bore, we'll treat ourselves to some self-belief.
All right, that was Leonard Cohen and Satanist.
Those were both really good. Surprise, this record is just great.
Yeah.
But Leonard Cohen was fantastic. I love just the Lucy led kind of acoustic thing. Lyrics are kind of funny, tongue in cheek, but at the same time, we're, again, incredibly genuine. I loved him. Again, the songwriting on all three of these, all three of these people is just like next level. They
Yeah.
all have their own styles, but it all comes across like beautifully. Personality in all of them is great.
Mhm.
But yeah, shots at Leonard Cohen. That's funny. I don't know enough about Leonard Cohen to even talk about that, so I'm not going to. But the song is pretty great.
From what I know about Leonard Cohen, which is not a lot, I know that he was very depressed and he had a lot of sex stuff in his songs. So
Right.
it checks out with the little thing
Mhm.
she did with that. So yeah,
Yeah.
I liked that song too.
Yeah,
But I mean,
Satanist was really good too. I enjoyed that. It was really fun. I felt like that was an existential crisis that took like 3 tours at the same time. Basically just nihilism in a song, but like also kind of not just seeping into that, but slowly kind of like explaining the reasons, I guess. I kind of loved Julian and Phoebe's kind of like split verse. Um, Julian Baker basically saying that like, you can't really like achieve dreams in this state at this point. You kind of just have to sell everything off and hope you kind of get by. Um, but then Phoebe just going, she said, kill the bourgeoisie in a song. So that's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear.
yeah,
But then she's like, at least until you find out what a fake I am, and then, spray painting initials on an ATM. And so she kind of like abandoned it immediately and just said nothing matters. And
yeah,
there's just kind of this nihilism from Lucy, who's a book nerd, and you can tell when she's citing all these things, which is also great. I mean, she put it into a song, and it's funny. I like it.
yeah.
Yeah, that was like a trip and a half to go through that song, but I really enjoyed just the mental gymnastics to end up at the point of this existential crisis that nothing matters at the end of the song.
Yes. Which I thought it was funny that Lucy referenced the Bible.
Hmm.
Um, because I think if you listen to home video, you know how she feels about all that.
Hmm.
Um, so I thought that was pretty funny. Um, I don't know a whole lot about uh, these things. I'm pretty dumb. But I do know about nihilism, and I do kind of subscribe to it in the way that Lucy kind of does. And that, like, yes, nothing matters, but that's kind of a good thing. It kind of frees you from a lot of anxiety and, like, pressure. Because if
Nothing
nothing
to lose
matters,
but your
you
chains.
got nothing to lose, man. And that's great. I love that. So, kind of felt like that's what the song was until it got
Hmm.
kind of weird at the end. But
It was kind of freeing, but also kind of terrifying, which I feel like the whole song was kind of going towards that, where it's like this starts off with this kind of rebelling without a purpose, and then kind of evolves into like, okay, this is a more nuanced take on this matter.
sure.
And the whole thing was fun. So really interesting. I feel like people might get turned off of that one, but I found it really cool how they kind of went through all that. The writing here is just so fantastic that I'm just like glued in. It's the
Sure.
second any song starts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I would agree. But we can move on to track 10. We're in love.
Yippee!
Wow.
You could absolutely break my heart. That's how I know that we're in love. I don't need the symbol of a scar. So put down the knife. We're not swapping blood. Isn't it enough that we strip down to our skin, cold and porcelain, and the walk we took in the redwoods? I could go on and on and on, and I will go on and on and on until
We're in love.
I don't even want to talk about that. Oh my god. All right. Yep. Cool. I signed up for this. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god. This record is so good. I can't even pick out what my favorite songs have been, but it just seems like every song is just like so impactful. Yeah, absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Heart crushing. Lucy's again, fantastic songwriter. I don't have anything else to say about this song, but oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That one's probably gonna take some more listens from me. For some reason, some of Lucy's slower stuff doesn't resonate with me right away. Like it took me a really long time to like "Please Stay" for some
Yeah.
reason.
This had "Please Stay" and "Thumbs" feeling to me, which is like, ow, I forgot she can do that. I've mentally blocked those songs out for a while.
Yeah. So I mean, it was good. I'm just gonna need some more time with that one. So good. Track 11, the penultimate track, is Anti-Curse.
Getting deep. I'm out of my depth at a public beach. I never listened, I had to see for myself. It's coming in waves, shoots through my mind like a pinball string. Writing the words to the worst love song you've ever heard, sounding out before in character, an incantation like an anti-curse, or even a blessing.
Anti-Curse.
That was pretty good. I don't want to say the weakest track on this record because I don't think there's a weak song on this record, but I don't think it stands out as much as like the last 7. But it's still good. I still enjoy it, and I'll still come back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this is where Julian really gets her songwriting on, where it is kind of like this. She's kind of like this. She goes for these things, and she talks about death in a way that like is very raw and visceral, but at the same time is like very natural. It's weird, just like this thing about her drowning, and like, she's like, this isn't the worst way you could go, this is pretty decent to me. I mean, I did decent. And just kind of like coping with that in the moment of it happening. I really enjoyed just like I want to talk about the vocal mixing because it's just so good. Like usually I talk about production in every video we do, and I haven't really done that today because the vocal mixing and the lyrics have just been so incredibly good. I haven't had to. But even when you have a line where it's just like you don't have to make it bad just because you know how, like every song has quotables from any of the members, and they'd like make the song. So
Yeah.
I mean, even though this one wasn't like a super standout, there's still things about it that are like really fantastic.
Yeah. No, I think that one was pretty solid, but yeah, this one wasn't as good as the rest. I don't know. This one probably is the weakest song, but I don't think it's bad. It's just it's all right. To me. But it was a good ride. It's just not something I'll probably go back to a whole bunch. But you know how it is. Let's close this ish out with track 12, Letter to an Old Poet. What a transition.
I think that you're special. You told me once that I'm selfish, and I kissed you hard in the dark, in the closet. I should have left you right there with your hostages, my heart and my car keys. You don't know me. I wanna be happy. I'm ready to walk into my room without looking for you. I'll go up to the top of our building and remember my dog when I see the full moon.
You can't do this to me,
Yeah, I
man.
was gonna say, isn't this me and my dog?
I can't
Oh.
feel it yet, but I am
Letter to an Old Poet, and I guess the record as a whole.
The record, literally.
Ah,
Ow. Why did you do that to me? I was not ready for that. Yeah, that song is just me and my dog too.
yeah, I mean,
Same-
literally.
yeah, except the production's actually enhanced and it's a lot more cynical and sad.
Yes.
Me and my dog already is insane to me. Like I saw that live and it was like a spiritual out of body experience. So hearing this reimagined is like really something.
Yeah.
Fantastic outro. I mean, again, she's so good. It's like you think you're a good person because you won't punch me in the stomach. It's like if she thinks it's this thing of like, or it's like some people are like, if they're not doing anything like explicitly evil, then they think they're just like a saint. Or
Right.
it's just this whole convoluted thing that she just wrote about that's really fantastic. And I'm just remembering me and my dog to go with this, and it's a perfect like 1-2 punch. Yeah, fantastic outro. This was a great way to kind of pull it back to the first one in the same way that the kind of acapella and intro did. Yeah, the record as a whole is amazing. I think this is definitely worth like the wait, the anticipation, all of it. Even though they're all bigger artists and mainstream now, it did not hurt the quality at all of any of these songwritings. The genuineness of all of it. They
No.
really just do seem like three friends who are deeply connected with each other, who just make music together beautifully.
Yeah.
Pacing as well was fantastic. The acapella into like each of their own kind of catching up songs, be like, okay, here's where we're at, and then diving into like the more group section of the record. Every single song had me floored with just the way that writing is done. Production was fantastic, even though I didn't talk about it a lot. It just supported the vocals so well on here. But yeah, amazing. I didn't even know favorite tracks. I don't know. True $20, True Blue, Cool About It, Revolution Zero. I remember Satanist very fondly, so I'm gonna put that Satanist in there, and then this song probably.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't listened to the EP in like a hot minute, so I probably should have done that before.
I will say this is definitely better than the EP.
Well, yeah, no. I got that because this is phenomenal. It's kind of crazy. Like we did just react to that JPEG Mafia thing, and that's also really good. Like it's so weird that we were like in a drought for like 4 months, and then now we're getting like 2.
We scared the hose, and now I'm scared.
Now I'm scared. And now the hose ran off to listen to sad girl music.
Exactly.
But yeah, just fantastic. Letter to an Old Poet. That's just a great song. I think it's up there with Triple Dog Dare even as one of the best closers. Yeah, man. Really, really good. I'll probably have more to say in the retrospective, which is not super
When is that?
soon.
Hold on.
Should be relatively soonish.
It's gonna be a while.
Is it?
Yeah, it'll be a while. We'll really let this thing sink in.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. We'll give it a 2 or 3, 4 weeks.
Yeah,
We
it'll
got
probably be a
stuff
long
to
time,
do.
So yeah,
But yeah, definitely have some more thoughts to say there. So if you're interested in how our thoughts have changed after the initial reaction, then subscribe and you'll see. It'll definitely be in the thumbnail. Probably.
yeah. I don't know.
I feel like this one is probably one that a lot of people would want to see our
Yes.
takes on after the fact. So yeah, good stuff. My favorite tracks. What are my favorite tracks? Probably Emily, I'm Sorry, Revolution Zero, Cool About It, and Letter to an Old Poet. There you go. So, what's coming next? We've done 3 new reactions in a row.
A fourth?
No, I don't think so. Unless something surprising comes out.
Frank Ocean.
Then yeah, there would be a 4th, but I don't. Right now, that's not what we're planning on.
Yeah.
So I think we're doing our best songs of all time series.
Mhm.
I think we'll probably go back
That'll
to that.
probably be next.
That'll be
Yeah.
next, and
It'll
then
be every other one. So then we're
Yeah.
going back to our wheels.
back to our regularly scheduled programming. After
Yeah.
it's been over.
It's been like at least 2 months. It's been a while. It's been like probably 4 months, honestly.
I think we haven't done our wheel since 2022.
Yes. For sure.
I'm looking back. It was, oh geez, it was oh man, this is it's been a really long time. October.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. Let's update my stuff.
Yeah, so we'll update our wheels. We'll come back. I don't know who's going first.
I don't know.
My guess is that I'm gonna go first since you're editing the
That would be my
best
guess.
of all time things.
Yeah.
So just so that we can alternate editing. But you guys don't care about that.
Inside baseball.
Yeah. What did you think? Was it worth the wait? Who is your favorite member? Who's your least favorite member?
Leonard Cohen.
Who do you want to get canceled? Leonard Cohen's my favorite member of Boy Genius. Isn't he dead?
I don't know. If he is, then Boy Genius lives on in the afterlife with Elliott Smith, John Lennon, and Leonard Cohen.
That's a room I don't want to be in. Yeah, leave suggestions. I mean, we aren't going to be doing our fan marathon.
But if I like your suggestion, I'll probably put it in my wheel.
True. Your suggestions.
If you want us to do Punisher, put that. We'll do Punisher.
We'll probably
I'd
do
love to-
Punisher.
I'd love to get hurt again. It's been a while.
I know we have Stranger on the Alps. I think that's on your
Oh,
wheel
yeah, that's
there
true.
too.
Yeah, you'll probably like that one a lot too.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll definitely be revisiting the Boy Genius crew if any of them release albums. I've never listened to a Julian Baker album, nor a Phoebe Bridgers album. Although I guess technically I just did.
Technically, yeah.
So yeah, I think that's it. Links for all of our stuff is in the description as always. If you want to follow us on social media or listen to our podcast, where we bring in-depth discussion of nothing.
Things.
Sometimes I talk about movies that nobody cares about, and sometimes I talk about TV shows that some people care about. We talk about TV shows that some people care about. So salud.
Salud.